Hi everybody, and welcome back. So I hope you guys are enjoying yourself, and welcome back. Well, we're going to have another great session on the Sacrifice Hangout, and so let's get straight into it. Now I'm going to keep the intro a little bit shorter than normal. Normally I do a bit longer one, just for people that are new to the Pulsechain and the Sacrifice, but we're going to go just cut that a bit shorter. So I hope you guys will enjoy this one as well. Now let's go for it. Let's get into it. All right. I'm just going to check the audio. Audio sounds fine. So let's go for go. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, of course. And let's get straight into it. So, yeah, basically here we've got 5 hours and 28 minutes to go until we, clock over another day of the sacrifice. And that's where we're at, 5 hours and 28 minutes. And then the rate's going to increase by 5%. So basically it costs you 5% more to get the same amount of points for 10,000 points. So we're going to go down here. We can actually see this is the first component. So you can actually see the white line is where we're at the moment. And of course, we are trucking along now, day 14. It's 19 days, remember. So we're trucking day. Also, there's only going to be 2 days left after this for the volume multiplier. So checking out at the moment. So you can see if you're going to sacrifice today, it will cost you $1.55 for 10,000 points. Now, in the first 5 days, it only cost you $1. So you can see we're over halfway up the increase. By the time we get to the end on day 19, it's going to be $1.98. Sorry, $1.98 here, about that, $1.99, somewhere like that. $1.98, I think it is, at the top there on day 19. So you can see we're slowly moving up there. Now, obviously, that's the first component. Of course, the second component is the volume multiplier, which is a linear bonding curve between 1 and 2.5, but that only applies during day 1 to 16. So day 17, 18, 19 will be a flat multiplier of 1.75. So that may actually advantage some people in the final stages in that case. All right, so that's pretty much it. And let's quickly look. We've also got, of course, still scenario here where we get some whale moves, particularly possibly the Sacrifice Address itself, or the Origin wallet out of Hex, or one of the other big independent whales and quasi-independent whales. In other words, related to the founder. You just never know who's out there, do you? So could see that happening. As I say, there's not a lot of concentration like there is in the Hex Origin wallet. So what would happen with that? Or that's sort of part of the big justification that if you push the price up and then of Hex, and then put that Hex into Sacrifice Address, goes off the market, less Hex, and then obviously pumps up the value of the capital raise for Pulsechain, and also the total supply of Pulse as well. But that then creates some sense of large holder in addition to the top 5 that we've already got at the moment. So some interesting stuff there. Let's quickly go into chat there. We've got Cardano TVs in the house, locked on and listening. Good to see Cardano TV as always. Alex K, in game for Pulse Sacrifice phase is not that far off. Absolutely, I still expect fireworks, but we will see. Yeah, I think so. A lot of people are still expecting that. Keep a pulse to this. If you like that, keep a pulse to this. But certainly day 16 to 19 should add some fun in there as well. All right, so pretty cool. That's that. Let's go quickly in to see the leaderboard. Now I've got the title that it's currently over about 700 million. That's sort of time-stamped value. So that's probably where we're at the moment. I did see Hodl Dog did a video. Hadn't actually watched a lot of it, but he's talking about 700 million as well. So I think we're pretty happy with that sort of estimate. So we've got 667 point, almost 668 here at the moment, and of course that's just mainly Ethereum. It does include, of course, these tokens here, plus some of the SENS Foundation, which is part of the sacrifice. You can donate to that. You get 75% of the points though, but you do donate to the Long Life Health research there. And last time we checked, they were over 26 million in donations, so pretty awesome. And some Staker app donations, of course, are not yet included, it says there as well. So obviously some issues there. You can do sacrifices through the Staker app. When we talk about Staker app, talking about the Hex Staker app. So if you've got Hex stakes, you probably got that in most cases. So that's that. So we add on probably another, 35 million or so on top of that, and you're getting over 700 mil. All right, total count of wallets 39,950. Woohoo! Almost at 40,000. There's just the ETH chain, of course. Pretty cool. And what we got? We got Sacrifice base 5 days and 5 hours left. So as you can see, once we've finished this 5 days, we've got 2 hours until we get to day 16. That's the volume multiplier, and then obviously we move to flat after that, last 3 days. All right, let's quickly have a look at the trend. Of course, the trend is your friend. The trend is your friend. All right, so the trend is on the decline in terms of the total US dollar sacrifice, and we're currently here at day 14. You can see at the front here, 4.79 million. This says has been timestamped on the Ethereum blockchain. So that's where that's. Where was it yesterday? 5.1. So it's probably actually going to end up pretty similar, maybe even slightly higher. Who knows? That's you're talking about how much, you know, a couple $1,000. So maybe end up pretty similar. By the time we get there, it was 5.93 on day 12. This is the Ethereum blockchain, of course. So we've seen slight declines from time to time there as well. Obviously, it says here that we had 240 million on day 5, which is kind of expected, I guess, when you're closing out that. But of course, we had that market pullback at the time as well, a couple of hours before, and also you have all sorts of different types of people there. We ended up getting obviously a flash crash in the price as a sell-off happened as well. So it was interesting times. It was kind of not the scenario that most people were painting at the time. People did expect sellers, but not to see a flash crash, that's for sure. All right, let's got a couple more comments before we go ahead there. I'm going to check out the top wallets. So let's check out some of the comments first. We've got Switch to Crypto. Shout out to everybody here to get rich from Pulsechain. Yeah, big shout out. Whoop, whoop. And we'll go for a big shout out for that. Nice one there, Switch to Crypto. Alex K says, I'm totally at peace with keeping all the Hex as well in case price pump never comes. It's good to hedge your bets. Yeah, I think quite a few people in that that have decided to, you know, average in, like Alex has said, is pretty happy with that too, because you got ETH Hex, but you get a copy of Pulse Hex. So even if you don't sacrifice that Hex into the Pulse chain, then you're still, you know, getting your copy of Pulse Hex. Yeah, and obviously with all the, you know, over 3 billion sacrificed, it's more scarce. Alex K says, cheers, switch to crypto, likewise to you. And is the rest of the money holding off for the day 17? Hey, that's what we might see, stuff like that happen. And that's including a sacrifice address with that upwards of about 180 million so of USD. Also got the gold whale there sitting also with about 170 million. There's a lot of whales out there for sure. Certainly, I reckon there's probably at least 3 to 6 that are pretty heavy laden. So total amount of wallets is reflecting BTC price. Yeah, I think there's total. We've probably got a few people at the bottom there of the wallets. There's a lot of, you know, $1, $10, stuff like that. Some of them may be trying to get Genesis wallets so that they, in case there's an air, you know, Genesis airdrops. Alex K, is your caps lock button stuck on any chance? Yeah, switch to crypto. Like it is, says switch to crypto. That's funny. All right, nice one there. All right, let's quickly go. Let's go and check out the number of wallets. So top 100, we're sitting at we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the top 5 that have got over 10 million, which is pretty fantastic. Gold whale is number 2, of course, and so forth. Let's have a quick look at the rest of them. Let's go see how many millionaires are in there. Some pretty big wallets in there. Now, Richard talked about some of the founders being in, wanting to get involved of other tokens, well-established tokens. So are they some of these millionaires? Who knows? It's food for thought there. Let's go scroll down. I think last time we checked, we had about 79 millionaires or 70, something like that. 79 millionaires a day ago. Let's quickly check, see how we're going at the moment with our millionaires. 78, so nothing's really changed there. That seems to have been pretty stable for the last 2 days around this mark at least, so pretty cool. We've got quite a few underneath a million there. And the top 100, to get on top 100, oh, let's go too far. Top 100 is 792,000. So what's that? Is that up about 8 million or so, sorry, 8,000 or something like that? So I think that's definitely higher than yesterday, 792. So that has definitely gone up, almost getting up to 800,000 to get in the top 100. This is just Ethereum, remember, it doesn't include Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash and Cardano and stuff like that. So take it. Let's have a look at top 1,000. So if you're in the top 1,000, you're probably pretty happy. This is pretty reflective of the totals too. The vast majority is on the ETH chain. So let's have a quick look at this and see where this is at. Now, I happen to be installing Microsoft Office in the background. Hopefully it doesn't kill my computer off doing that. But there we are, because I was trying to do that analysis, but I'm going to do a very short form analysis later as well of the Hex supply and value. But I have got an Excel spreadsheet, so I can dump all the data in there and do a mock-up of the sacrifice value. But it looks like they'll probably be on track for tomorrow now. but I will do a short form one today. All right, so there we are. Let's scroll down to top 1,000. See where we're at. So to get top 1,000, oh, you're just shy of 80,000, folks. To the 1,000, if you want to get to 1,000, you need a snapshot value of 79,947. That's what you need, 79. So 80,000, you can see. Woohoo! That's pretty cool. So I think we've been climbing, 77,000, 78,000. Now we're just, shy of 80,000. So pretty nice on that. Yeah, Alex K says my gaming keyboard actually allows disabling caps locks it together. I love this feature, says Alex. All right, so that's where we're at the moment. So pretty amazing, $80,000 to get in the top 1,000. That's just on the Ethereum blockchain. Obviously, that's probably higher when you include the other stuff there. Let's have a quick look at the top of 5,000. You got it. Remember, we've got 39,966 wallets on the Ethereum Sacrifice. So top 5,000 there. Let me get the old. Going to view this. Yep, we're just having a look at that now. So hopefully it's going to refresh. We'll just let it do its thing. Probably will tell me that it's needing a lot of resources, but that's how we go. So yeah. All right, let's pull that up. Just waiting for that to update now. Alex K says 80,000 for top 1,000. Unreal. Yeah, it is unreal. Amazing. 1,000 wallets. That's pretty cool. Well, you're hoping to get that sort of economic energy for a big chain, especially if you want to get valued up over time as well. You want to see a lot of that stuff happening. So let's scroll this down and go for gold. All right, let's scroll down to the bottom there. So 5,000. Whoa! Yeah, so smashed over 11,000 now. $11,479. So nice big move there with the top 5,000. So that's what you'll need to get in there, folks, to get over 5,000. It's basically 40,000 wallets on the ETH chain now with the sacrifice. Now you can download all transactions in the CSV file and the leadership board there. You'll need both of them to try and work out the sacrifice. I'm going to do that. I'm just downloading Excel today, right now as we speak, actually, in the background. And once I get there, I tried to do it on the cloud version, but too much data set there. So yeah, I'm going to do that on Excel and pull up the numbers. But pretty cool. I did, I guess I just did a quick rough numbers, and I was expecting something around 15 trillion pulse at the moment. So we'll see how that ends up when I do my full analysis there. Then I'm going to do a scaler for the non-Ethereum to scale it up and yeah, go for gold with that. But interesting on another one. So hopefully, obviously, I'm interpreting the multiplier back on the chain here, interpreting this as what it says, which is a linear bonding curve, and then that scale to give me quite a decent ratio, and it's actually a lot better than some people have been talking about. So looking good there. Switch to crypto says, is there any way this can fail? Has anyone explored different scenarios? Well, of course it can fail, but no one's really looking at that because what's the point? If it's going to fail, it's going to fail, right? I guess is the point. But the fact that this is a copy of the Ethereum blockchain, Pulsechain has that's going to be a first, and so it's going to be a pretty big deal. All right, so we'll see how the market values it. We've obviously got lots of people in the raise, so the raise is pretty successful. As we hit over 700 million USD, and you never know what's going to happen in the final couple of days there. Can we get up to 1 billion? Now, the other thing, of course, we're going to go check out. So that's all the snapshot that's based on the $1 1 hour time frame, and of course, the actual market value of that now is different. So if we go up to here, we can actually see on the Ethereum address, begins with OX9C, ends with 62CB. This is where everybody sacrifices ETH and ERC20 tokens to, as well as on the other chains like Barnet Smart Chain, Polygon, Matic. You can check that too, see how it's got the number up there. You can click to view addresses on other chains, so we can do that too. So you can see that there's about 36 ETH in there at the moment. Let's go check out the actual total values as well. This is the market values, remember, different from the Pulse lead, which is showing the approximation for the actual timestamp that is what actually qualifies you for the Pulse coins. So this is actually just the market value at the moment. You can see that we've moved up slightly, about 30,000. Oh, sorry, 30. Yeah, it's about 30. 30 million up from yesterday. 30 million. I think we were at 3055, now at 30885. So almost at 3.1 billion hex been sacrificed, which is pretty cool. And we're at 406 million US dollars in value, 177,000 in ETH, and the price at the moment of Hex is 13.16 cents, so not too bad. And then of course the USD coin, this is a lot of the other coins are being converted into stable coins that have been sacrificed. So that's pretty much it. So I've got USDC now at 133, DAI at 27, and USD Tether at 22. So we add those up, that's 50, 50 there, and plus that's 183 million USD. That's what gives us the scenario that is, so far there's no really concentration there. Obviously, when Richard set up Hex, part of the feature was the OA wallet, which controls something like 90% of the Hex supply, 544 billion of the liquid, and out of 570, so that left about 27 billion liquid, and then obviously about 13% of the staked amount. We know there's about 60 billion staked, so 13% of that or so is in as Origin wallet staking. And obviously having that feature concentrated is also, Richard's also talked about, those are normally when the best value was. And so that serves a couple of purposes. A, it gives a lot of control leverage. Number two, it makes the market cap big. And number three, it also allows the stakers to earn APY 38 to 40%, and obviously increase over time. So some interesting stuff there. Obviously, getting that liquidity squeeze on is what I talk about all the time. And it's always heading in the right direction, even if the market's not moving like you think. So it gets like moving from 1 cent to 10 cents. People get pretty excited about that. And of course, Hex has those moves, right? Just like we moved from 0001 to 1 cent type of thing. Remember how those phases took some time? Of course, in the middle, there's a lot of volatility, but then it moves, it has those big moves. So obviously, from here, 10 cents, the next big move, of course, is a dollar, right? A dollar, and obviously, Richard said he's going to light his candles when it reaches a dollar, not if, but when. And so you do your math on that. Then obviously, once you get to $1, people talk about $10, don't they? So there we are. Let's quickly go for gold. So there we are. So we've got all this 183 million in there now. What's it going to do with that money? That's a lot of questions, a lot of scenarios. Liquidity pools, marketing, keep it there, do nothing. Buy Hex on the market, take it off the market, recycle it back through. So it all cycles back through. You can do a lot of achievement with that. So even a percentage of it, even if only like 10 million, 20 million is used to do that on the market and get a whole ton of bags, maybe 40 billion in Hex off the market that way. We'll see how that goes. Obviously pushing the price up dramatically. That'll probably push the price up to 50 cents, something like that. So it can happen pretty easily, especially when you get 183 million US dollars. And that's not including the God whale. Remember the God whale here. So if we go right to the top again, we've got the God whale there as well, number two. That's sitting there with something like 170 million US dollars, maybe more now with the price of ETH up there. And of course, you've got the sacrifice stress with 183 million. And that doesn't include other ones like Overwatch and other people like that. So you never know. Could easily see that price moving up. All right, so it's probably enough on that one. That's what's going on there. And of course, what's the circulating sacrifice total now? Is at 0.486%, so almost 0.5%, just teasing us there. You know me, I wanted to get to 1%. Hey, we've still got 5 days to go. Never know what happens. So we're at 0.5%. That's pretty amazing. So we're getting that liquidity squeeze 4.8% down to say 4.3, but that gets dampened out by the stakers stuff coming out. Which we know has been about 750 to 1.2 billion. So that's just dampening an effect out. So we might end up with about 4.5%, something like that, liquid, which is awesome. You just get squeeze, and that's pretty neat. All right, so that's the sacrifice. That's why we saw a lot of early unstakes a week ago, and high Hex per T-share payouts. And now we're down at T-share 2,420, market price 13.2 cents. So pretty cool stuff on that. Now, obviously, if you highlight that, you can see the little white slither there. It's just a small amount, but we'll get a little better when it's 1%. But hey, there we are. And there's those circling supply, 570. We know the Origin wallet's got 544. So what's going to happen in Pulsechain? There's no concentration at the moment. Genesis wallet in the Pulsechain gets 1%. That's not really a concentration. So what is the gamification? What is Richard doing? These are some of the questions we want to find, trying to work out, or at least speculate on. That's part of the fun, isn't it? Part of the fun. As I say, the journey's part of the fun. So pretty neat in that. Let's quickly go to some of the comments here before I move on to the next topic. I'm sure anything is possible. And says the Manga Junkie. That's why there's no expectation. Yeah, no expectation to work from others. The sacrifice phase is the first part, and then of course the mainnet of Pulsechain when it launches is the second part with the biggest airdrop in history, and of also a big price up, gold rush, all that sort of stuff. It's going to be fun. So, like I say, the journey's part of the fun. Enjoy the journey. I know everyone wants to get to the end game, get the 10x, the 100x, 1000x, the 10,000x, but the journey is part of the fun. Don't miss that. It's pretty cool. Alex says exactly, and don't sacrifice more than you're willing to lose or for nothing. That's correct. So make sure that you're not living off the money or something like that. Just be pragmatic about that. Do your own due diligence. Of course, nothing on this channel is investment advice. It is optional to go and sacrifice address. You can just wait for the Pulse chain to launch, and whatever ERC20s and ETH you've got on the chain will get copied over, and then you'll see what happens when the market prices it up. You don't have to enter the sacrifice phase. It is voluntary. But people are entering it because that's where you get all the Pulse coins. But like getting into Ethereum early, of course, Ethereum launched at about 33 cents, but then went down to 15 cents when it launched, and then it rocketed up, obviously, up to the all-time highs of 4,400 or something. But once again, it's if you're taking on a lot of that speculation. So. And Hexhound's in the house. Hey, Hexhound, good to see you. Now, Everything Blockchain announced today on Yahoo Finance that Overwatch is the leader in the sacrifice. Right. Oh, very cool. So that would be, we'll go back to that. So I haven't actually done the analysis on these other wallets, only the God Whale, which is number 2. So if this is Overwatch 29.5, I wouldn't be surprised if Overwatch is in there. So Overwatch is some big money. Obviously a big Hex holder too. They hold, as I understand, a couple billion in liquid. I haven't actually checked the wallets, just going on based on what other people have said, that they've got a couple billion liquid in there. So that's interesting, and we'll see what they do with that. So yeah, they drive around in big fast cars, that sort of stuff. All right, so Hexhound and made the statement in the article, Overwatch maintains liquidity in more than double its participation in the Pulse chain. Yeah, nice one, Hexhound. That's very good insights. Appreciate that. And Mango Junkie, bingo. Yes, bingo. So what was that? And what do you think about the Trust Swap airdrop that says if you stake their token, they will be airdropping 1 million Pulse USDC? Oh, I didn't see that either, Rated Hex. That's really cool. I haven't been able to check some of those, but really nice. Didn't hear about that, says Mango Junkie. So a couple of nice updates there from Rated Hex on that. That's awesome. Well, that's why I was talking about yesterday. Remember saying that TrustSwap is said they're going to go on to Pulsechain, and that I said, oh, there's a good chance that those TrustSwap stuffs get priced up before Pulsechain launches. So that may very much happen. I'm not actually sure what's happened there with that price. Let's quickly go on to CoinGecko, see if anything's happened with TrustSwap yet at the moment. Now we're talking about Jeff Kadakis there. He also used to run Uptrends, the social media site, which kind of was, ended up not being very good because a lot of people were just posting images from the internet on there. But hey, I think he abandoned that project, but moved to TrustSwap, which is Launchpad, and that's been reasonably successful. So here's the TrustSwap price at the moment. What's it? 78 cents. Let's see what it's been doing. 84% off the all-time high, but that's not uncommon for altcoins at the moment. This it's not so no real, a little bit of price here. Maybe this may have been a pulse chain boost, plus with the Ethereum prices moving up, bit of a rally there up to $1, sitting at 78 cents. So nothing happening there yet, folks, on that one. So we may not see the effect play out. It's just a speculation based on what's happened to some other projects. Yeah. All right, so that's where we're up on that. Obviously, with the pull here, 52, that looks pretty similar to yesterday. V3's up a little bit, about 1 million, but looking pretty similar there on that. So watching the pull. Obviously, as Hex price goes up, this pull goes down, and that's that. I think it's enough of that. So let's quickly look at number of wallets. Hex wallet's gone to 317, 374 to 317, 734. So what's that up about 370 or something like that. Up there at the moment, so it's certainly slowed down from the 1300, 1500 at the beginning of the Pulse chain launch phase, but still doing pretty well. Still growing quite nicely, 317. And like I say, I think that's added like 18,000 addresses or something since the Pulse chain launch. So it's pretty awesome there. And the staking's going back to normal. So it looks like that's the normal pre-pulse. Looks like it's going pretty much back to normal there. But I noticed that the number of stakers is way higher than the numbers of maturing stakes, but the value is slightly less because a lot of those ones that are maturing are probably Hex OG type accounts or earlier accounts. So maybe around big payday, something like that. Yeah, so pretty cool on that. So it's sort of tapering off. So we do see that obviously with the Pulsechain also sacrificing going off. So a quick look at the Hex price, 13.2 cents, and let's have a quick look at the hourly. So still on a higher low there compared to here at the bottom, and so off that low and not doing too badly. Obviously, this is the big thing that's going to move. If you're going to try and get a huge amount of the Pulse coins still, then you want this here to continue to move up. And man, if it could have a major breakout to that 25 to 40 cent range, that'd be pretty epic. It's got a breakout of 18 cents, of course, and stay over that. So quite a big value move, but we can see those in crypto, right? And of course, in Hex, the liquidity pool is quite small. So 10 million bucks, something like that, would really start to rocket that up there as well. Let's have a quick look. Let's do the old. Let me have a look on here. Let's do an old. Let's pretend we're going to do an old trade there on the old Hex price and see what it would take to move it up. Why not, eh? So let's do some USDC, and let's put 10 million in there. 1, 2, 3. I think that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So 10 million would get the price up to 32 cents if someone did that all of a sudden, and that's in the version 2 pool, which got most of the liquidity. So that would get them 30 million Hex in there at the moment. They'd get it to 32. If someone tried to do that, it'd be pretty interesting. And obviously they're going to probably use 1-inch exchange or something like that, spread it over the thing. But that's what they could do. Obviously, if they go 15 million, that's US dollars, that is, then that would get it up to 41 cents, which is the top of that range that we talked about for some time, and that would give them 35 million Hex to sacrifice and get the price up really quite high. So not bad at all. Some interesting stuff there. Switch to crypto says, did Satoshi ever claim his Hex? No, it's still sitting in the wallet there. Here's the link, says Rated Hex. Oh, it's not showing. Yeah, can't post links. Yeah, sorry about that, Rated Hex. Sorry, Alex. All good. You can find it on their Twitter if you want to see it. Yeah, let me go back to that because it's probably worth looking at. We're about to get up to Richard Art's Twitter, so we might as well check that out too. Just trying to find your post there about that. Let me go back. Oh, just trying to find that there. Everything announced today. Yahoo Finance. Okay, I'll try and check that out. Yahoo Finance. All right, so that's what we're up to onto it. And Alex Coates, cool promotion. I take that as Overwatch is willing to put in another 30 million if need be. You never know, yeah. Considering it, just can't find out if there's a minimum. Yeah, so that's an interesting play. You can see how the price gets up there. That's sort of economic energy that you would need. Obviously, you can have it just slowly step up to that amount. But that you want to have it snapshot over half an hour. So let's see if any of these games happen. To think, like I say, if even the sacrifice got 183 million in there, if it spent 15 million, it would get the price up to here and also sacrifice, so increase its concentration ability. So just some food for thought there. Could be any whale, of course, as we go. All right, let's go to the news. Check out Richard Hart's. How are we done? 28 minutes. We're doing pretty well. Hope you guys are going to smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, etc., and share if you can. And pretty cool. All right, so this is this was 23 hours ago. Now it's just rolled over. So sacrifice non-Hex 200 million, Hex 400 million. That's what Richard's got on there. Theta and TFU are now supported on the sacrifice from your wallet exchange, so you can get into that. This isn't an ERC20, it's its own network. That was 21 hours ago. So Theta, welcome Theta onto the sacrifice phase there. Bitcoin is over 40,000 now. How high does it have to go before it's safe to say it's not a BTC bull trap, like the BTC 20,000 to 10,000, back up to 17,000 in 2017? Last cycle it retraced 70% of the dump for the epic bull trap into Doom. That would be 54,000 from here. Post your answers. So we've got a couple of charts on there showing that at the moment. That's from 2017-18. So pretty cool. So you see what the price of Bitcoin is at the moment, just quickly. Here we go. Bitcoin's at 39,936, so it was over 40, just slightly below at the moment, and Ethereum at 2,300. So pretty cool on that. This is 19 hours ago. I'd love to see Bitcoin and crypto prices higher. I also think this is a bull trap, and BTC will make lower low under 28,800 before BTC goes higher to 65. When it does that, I'll be bragging about this tweet right there. All right, so that's 19 hours ago. Since Twitter's reading comprehension is terrible, and they can't read the quite obvious 10,000 written on my chart, I still think Bitcoin is going to 10,000. My analysis remains identical. Nothing has changed. All but bull traps are in the game, just like the chart shows. So a couple of stuff around that. Pro tip: when prices go down, they don't go in a straight line. Look at the chart from the past. Learn from the past. When a hexagon shows off something nice, Hex did for them, it's called a hex flex. That's interesting. All right, so Bitcoin bear. And what else? Guess what the cost is 8 hours ago of the bear, I guess. In crypto, we verify, not trust. I don't believe stories I'm told unless they're accompanied by evidence that were easily available. If your Satoshi sign statements from the keys, if you're the Godwell, sign statements from the keys, easy. No one should dox themselves unless they're trading their anonymity for clout. What else? That was it for that. Let's go look at Yahoo Finance. See if we can Yahoo Finance. I guess. Let's see whether we can find that. I guess it's this one here. It's the general one. See if it comes up there. Not sure if that's going to be obvious to see. Hopefully, let me know in the chat there if I'm on the right track with the Yahoo Finance. Maybe we'll just go to Yahoo Finance. Was it Overwatch? Let's see if it picks that up, eh? It's not liking that at all. Hopefully, I haven't opened up too many ones there. It's a simple search, but it's going crazy. Had to close that down in case it crashed my computer. Not sure why that did that. Hey, that's what happens sometimes. Right, so hit some of the comments there. Rated Hex, if I want to sacrifice Theta, you think it's good to send it Saturday on day 17? Yeah, probably is my guess. Someone needs to step up and challenge Overwatch for the first place. Fingers crossed. Absolutely. Yeah, at this point, if you're not a whale day 17, it's best my opinion. I agree. Hexhound says, okay, Alex, that would be fun to watch for sure. And I know I'd be staking Pulse with Overwatch. He was in the Pulse chat a few weeks ago. Back said he wanted a seat on the table. He was saying 20 million. Yeah. Well, they always go a bit higher than what they say, right? That's Monarch also announced they will be supporting Pulsechain. Yeah, we talked about that the other day too. So Trust Swap and Monarch so far. I'd like to hear a lot more of those in the run up to the Pulsechain launch. That'd be pretty cool. So nice on that one. Let me try again. I'm going to try again on that. Not sure if it's on here. Let me do Yahoo. And do Overwatch on this one. Overwatch. Let me just pull that up. Don't forget also that on the Hex chain, remember a couple of days ago, Hex Swap was apparently a contract added there. So it's going to be interesting to see what's up with that. Not sure what Scooby Doo there. Not sure what's Overwatch. Nothing there. Let me just type that again. Let me go back there. Yahoo. Pulsechain maybe. Hopefully I'm doing some of the right queries. Pulse provides update on chain store. Pulse provides maybe this one. Let's have a look. Let's try this one. Yahoo Pulse. I'm not sure whether it's the right one, but it's got the word Pulse in it, so we'll go check it. No, that's not relevant. Check out there. Let's go over to Yahoo Finance. And we'll see whether we can find it on there. Let's see how I'm doing there. Hexhound says, try searching Yahoo Finance, everything blockchain. Should come up as top stories. Okay, I will do. and rated the Monarch article about Pulse. It was under the Yahoo Movies. Maybe it's under that. Yeah, cool. Let's put. See if we find that. All right, looks like we found it. Woohoo! Yes, let's do it. See, a bit of patience and it paid off. There we are. So we're there. Everything Blockchain releases Pulsechain update from its major shareholder, Overwatch Partners. Sounds like something out of a movie, eh? Overwatch Partners. Was it something I was going to say? Fast and the Furious, something like that. Everything Blockchain Inc., which is OBTX, an advanced software architecture, development, and services company specialized in blockchain technologies and decentralized processing, released an update and it's entitled by its largest shareholder, Overwatch Partners, including Eric Jaffe, Everything Blockchain CEO. Stated, we feel it is important for all us shareholders to understand our commitment and involvement in blockchain as a participant in the Pulse chain. Our shareholders should be kept aware of its progress. Nice. Overwatch Partners, a venture. Remember, we'll just go back to the sacrifice. So Overwatch Partners is apparently this one here, the top one, 29.5 million. Now I estimate that that's probably getting about 750 billion tokens based on my analysis I did yesterday. You know, it's pretty epic, which is probably about 4.5% of the supply at the moment, maybe somewhere like that, around that. So interesting. We'll see what they say on here. Pulsechain is a new block. Oh, well, let me go back here. Overwatch Partners, a venture capital, a home office business incubator, service specializing in technology and blockchain companies, and the largest shareholder of Everything Blockchain, has recently taken the lead in the sacrifice position with more than 31 million in Pulsechain and Ethereum fork. So let's see what that is. Well, it's the 29. In addition to its initial commitment, Overwatch maintains liquidity to more than double its participation in the Pulse chain. Wow, okay, cool. More than to liquidity to more than double its participation in the blockchain. Woohoo! All right, okay, that's pretty cool. Pulsechain is a new blockchain-based cryptocurrency ecosystem that offers significant enhancements over the legacy Ethereum platform. With just 6 days remaining during the sacrifice phase of Pulsechain, approximately 700 million has been committed to Pulsechain from 40,000 participants. The Pulsechain platform will be the largest platform launch and largest airdrop or initial distribution in history blockchain. It's actually a pretty nice write-up. Nice to see something that actually seems pretty good. Native token of Pulsechain will be Pulse, which can be bought and sold on both Ethereum and Pulsechain platforms after the sacrificial period. There is a 17-day sacrificial period scheduled to conclude at midnight in August 2nd, 2021, which time the Pulsechain network will launch after a quiet period, giving time for Pulsechain to establish validators and distribution PLS. Chris Rackman, Rochelle, a founding partner of Overwatch Partners, and the entire Overwatch team stand committed to Pulsechain in support of Richard Hart, Hex and Pulsechain founder and crypto market guru. Woohoo! That's a pretty cool title, eh? Love this stuff. Overwatch fully endorses the decision to support the SENS Research Foundation, and we are excited to learn that more than 25 million was raised in donations, part of Pulsechain's initial sacrifice phase. Pretty nice. The SENS Research Foundation works to develop, promote, and ensure widespread access to therapies that cure and prevent diseases, etc. So, more on that. Let's see. The story continues. So Christian Rochelle stated, we support Richard Hart's endeavors and in step with his vision of the blockchain. His development of the third largest market cap cryptocurrency, trialing only a Bitcoin and Ethereum in the market of more than 7,500 cryptocurrencies, speaks volumes of his vision, strategy, acumen, and success. While the market gatekeeping and personality clashes seem to detract from these successes, the protocol for Hex and Pulsechain are and will be managed through smart contracts that have already been released and reviewed by the industry auditors and is decentralized, meaning no one owns it and no one person controls it. These platforms are reliant on the code and are self-regulating. Participating in Pulsechain was one of the simplest decisions Overwatch Partners made. So wow, pretty bullish there. Let's go check out the Rackham's Twitter, see what that says as well. So that's a nice post there. I'm going to post it in the chat. Let me just do that one there. Go check that out if you want to check out that article. Calec Jack says, are we close to the end of sacrifice period? We are. We're in just over 5 days to go. And Kalachak, I'm not sure what that writing. I'm not sure. I have to interpret that. Hexhound, good job, lol. Yeah, nice one there, Hexhound. Appreciate that heads up on that one. Raid Hex, if you click the details of the sacrifice wallet, it now tells you the estimated amount of pulse you get. Yeah, absolutely. That's pretty cool. That's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow for calculation, is calculating that out. Yeah, epic variety. I sacrificed around $1,300 of ETH. I wonder if that's enough to get me good gains in a couple of years. I think that's plenty there, epic variety. I think anybody in the Genesis thing, wallet to sacrifice, will be doing pretty well, is my guess. Obviously not investment advice. So there we are. That's the address there. All right, so let's quickly check and see whether we got something on here. It was 3 hours ago. That wasn't cool. What happened to you, bro? Maybe Richard Hart didn't know you have been a champion for Hex, even donating generously to YouTubers to promote it. Thank good Lord, your hope is not in a man. What else we got there? Some cool action videos. Just have a look back here, see what else we got. I think a lot of personal stuff from the looks of it. Couple of cool cars. What else we got in there? Yep. So obviously Action Jackson. Yeah, a lot of personal stuff there, so nothing obvious there. So pretty cool. It was a nice little article. Definitely very bullish sign. And of course, we're talking about the #1 wallet there, and obviously #2 is the Godwell. And obviously, we've still got these 3 other pretty significant accounts as well in there, as well as many other quite sizable accounts in there also. All right, so let's quickly look at market cap. Let's talk about market cap. Woo! Let's talk about market cap. Talk about prices. Let's talk about all the good stuff, the end game. Let's get onto that epic variety. I'm excited. Never have I ever been involved in an airdrop. Yeah, and the biggest one of all time too, the epic variety. So no, nothing there. Okay, let's have a look at. Let's talk about some stuff. So let's say I'm going to do obviously this is just a quick run of the mill. I'm going to pull out that full data set. Now it's got the sacrifice points. Now what rated Hex is talking about is the fact that you can go into any account here, and it's like the top one, and go into Overwatch, and here, and you can actually see all the stuff that's been sacrificed. You can see Hex and ETH and USD and the days and all that sort of stuff. There's also an estimated SAC point. So that SAC means sacrificed points. So this is the points that they would have got time stamped on. If you recall, that this is based on this first component. There's 2 components. There's the time component, which is this one here. So the earlier the better. And then of course there's the second component, which is the volume multiplier, and that applies to the first 16 days. And of course, everyone gets ranked from 2.5 to 1. So no doubt that Overwatch will be ranked with a 2.5 part of that linear bonding curve. It's linear, remember? So my understanding is that it's simply you're simply ranked, and that's not volume ranked, weighted ranked. So it's just a rank there. So that's my interpretation of this analogy here. Yeah, that's what we're talking about there. So these are the points that are being added up here. You can see if you add all those points up, that's what they will have. And I estimate just a quick number yesterday that this is probably about 750 billion pulse coins equivalent, and that's with the multiplier effect as well as 2.5. So I will do that again in a calculation tomorrow. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Now, the other side of it, of course, is that what's the price? So you could take market caps, obviously the obvious market cap to compare it to, it's a system state. So we've had other ETH forks with smart contracts and stuff, but not a system state of all the projects and stuff on there. So this is what that's going to be, as well as NFTs. So ERC21s and ERC20s on there for the vast majority of the projects. So you're looking at 268 there. So you can just do a simple math, right? If you say there's 15 billion, 15 trillion pulse tokens, then you just have to do whatever percentage of this factor here is. So 268, for example, you can do. Let me just pull up the old calculator. So I'm just going to do this off the top here, but we'll do a spreadsheet tomorrow. I'm just downloading Excel at the moment, as we say. So 268, if you just say that Pulsechain gets, let's just say it starts off, right? It has to get economic energy going. Obviously, a lot of excitement at the beginning, but then it's got to get some utility and activity. And I think it's going to have lots of it, but, it's got to build up over time. Obviously, Ethereum's been around for a long time. It's got a lot of economic energy in it, a lot of projects active, all that sort of stuff. But it has problems, right? It has problems around gas fees and things like that and congestion. Even though it's got Polygon Matic and other solutions sort of trying to take some of that away. Now, Pulsechain is going to be the perfect one to take that away because you're going to have all that 4 times faster speed, but you're also going to have cheaper fees, and you're also going to have own your keys. You're going to own your keys to your coins. It's layer 1, which is I think super cool. It's a big risk that you take with using second layer stuff, right? So 268 times a point. So let's say we value it exactly the same. Let's say 15 trillion. Then you're basically going 268, 520, 102, 046, and then you're dividing it basically by 15 trillion. So 15 and then 123. So it's billions. 123 millions, 123 thousands, 123 hundreds, right? And that will basically equal you getting a price of about 1.8 cents based on my numbers there. So if you say that you get a certain amount of pulse, then you can just multiply it by that if you think it's going to be worth the same. Of course, if you think it's going to be worth only 10% to start off with, maybe it gets up to 30%, maybe it gets up to 50%, maybe it gets up to 100%. This is a 100% mark, and you could just go 0.1, and that would be 0.001, say, so just under 0.2 of a cent, like 1.8, so just under 0.2 there, and you just multiply it by whatever amounts you get, right? So if let's say that you did let's say that you did 10,000, so you had $10,000 worth, so you did 10,000, and let's say you did it day one, so day one, and let's say you did 10,000 day one, you got times 10,000 points for the time multiplier. That would give you 100 million points, 100 million pulse, and let's say you got a multiplier of 2.2. Then you would get 220 million pulse coins. And if you time that by that price at 10% value of Ethereum, of let's say sorry, uh, 0.018, that's a 10%, then that would be 396,000 US dollars based on $10,000. That's the kind of money. Obviously, if you decide to say that it's 50% of Ethereum over time, then you can times that by 5, and that would be close to 2 million US dollars. So 10,000 would turn to $2 million divided by 10,000. That would be 198x if it gets to 50% of Ethereum, and based on those numbers. So some interesting stuff there. Hey, Alex, you able to delete? Not sure if you deleted those ones there. I'm not sure why. I'd use it from the channel there. All right, so I do apologize from Manjero's comments there. Pretty cool. All right, so yeah, so that's the case there. Yeah, well, normally I do use Nomics. It just depends what I'm doing there. But if you want to use Nomics, you can use Nomics as well. Not really, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter really what you're using. But obviously, Nomics doesn't gatekeep Hex. But once again, on this channel, I don't really get stuck in tribalism. I think Nomics is the best one, but hey, there we are. So there's Nomics there. Hopefully you'll like that one. Yeah, normally Alex would ban the comments there, but unfortunately Alex is not quite watching at the moment, so that's probably it there. All right, pretty cool. All right, so that's looking not too bad there. So that's basically the ideas around the numbers. Like I say, I think at the moment it's probably about 15 trillion, somewhere around that mark, but we'll see when I do my actual spreadsheet where that might estimate out to be. At the moment, and obviously some other ones you might value the market price at is let's have a look here. So if we go to what else are we going to look at? Ethereum Classic. We look at Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic here is worth currently 6.34 billion. So if you say that the Pulsechain is going to be worth that, then that's about 2.5% of Ethereum. So that's my if you're going to be really conservative, so if you're going to say 0, what's it, 0.018, let's say 6.28 divided by market cap of Ethereum, which is 268, then you're looking at 2.3% of that, so times 0.018, which is the market price approximately. Then you're looking at a price of 0.0042. So if you times that by the $10,000 example of 100 million, 123, then you're looking at a value of about $92,000. So divided by 10,000 to get the X multiplier, then you're looking at 9X. 9X if you think it's going to be worth the equivalent of, Ethereum Classic, which obviously is a fork, but has a smart contract, but doesn't have the system state. And it's the system state that's really going to be the big value add, right? As well as cheaper fees and faster transactions. So interesting stuff there. Yeah, I'm not sure if Alex disappeared there. Pretty interesting. All right, so pretty cool. We were up to there. Looks like you need a Panama. Yeah, that's Alex. Alex is not around. Epic question. One question. I sacrificed some Polygon Matic, but it doesn't show up on the leaderboard. I know it's only ETH, but where can I see my Matic to the account? So I guess they just haven't been able to add that in, as my guess. I haven't actually looked at that aspect of it. What you could do is that it'll just be under your transaction hash for Polygon Matic. So if we actually go back to here, you can, let's go back onto this address and we'll check this out. So up here, this is the actual Ethereum sacrifice address. You can actually go up here, click the view addresses on other chains. So we'll click that. It'll bring up an overview of the other chains. You've got Polygon scan. There you've got BSC scan, so we could do both of those. Let's go to Polygon scan. And of course, you can see the sacrifices in here at the moment. And you can just open this up as well. So it looks like there's 62,000 Matic in the sacrifice there. You can see the other coins in the moment here as well. 188,000 Hex on the Matic, Polygon Matic, USDC at 55 as well. So this is the chain here at the moment. So whatever you've sacrificed, what'd you say you sacrificed? Polygon Matic, then yeah, so there's Polygon there. So that's showing the total that's been sacrificed at the moment. So that's how you'd probably go and have a look for it. You can just use your wallet to do that. Narcotics, it's okay to sacrifice BNB from Binance Smart Chain, right? It is, that's correct. And Epic Variety got it, thanks. Yeah, you're welcome. So there's the official sacrifice address that's showing what's sacrificed on the Polygon Matic at the moment. If we go back to here, yeah, I'm not sure whether so these guys, this is an independent thing, right? It's not associated to Pulsechain, just a couple community people that have put this awesome site together, but they may not have got around to adding possibly Polygon Matic on there. What's it got at the moment? It's just got the Ethereum chain, I believe, so this excludes a lot of those other tokens on those chains. So these are the coins that it has at the moment. So that's why this here wouldn't show it up there at the moment. So yeah, that's pretty much a quick wrap up. Tomorrow I will have, I'll download this once I've downloaded Microsoft Office. I'll download these, put them in there, and try and do a full system count as an indicator. It'll be a good indicator. And if the linear bonding curve is exactly that, then all we have to do is count the differential between the number of wallets between 1 and 2.5, so it's just 1.5, so 1.5, and then just divide that into 40,000, and then that will give us our linear ranking curve, and that's because I don't see anything here saying that volume rank, just linear bonding curve based on pure ranking. So it doesn't matter what the volume of sacrifice you put in based on the way I read this wording here. So we'll see how that goes. How we're doing? 54 minutes, not too bad. Actually, normally we've been doing, like last 2 days, I think we're doing about half an hour, 45 minutes. But we had a bit more stuff to talk about today. And like tomorrow, I'll have the spreadsheet up and running on that one. And it's going to be interesting to see what that result turns out to be, and also how that compares to what actually happens when we actually get the data set. Now, I think it's going to take a day or two, maybe faster. It just depends on how much stuff they've got set up. I think the non-ETH stuff that gets sacrificed, that's going to be the more complicated stuff to add up potentially. But we'll see that, and then obviously we'll probably get a data set published. Hopefully they'll publish a data set with all the allocations, which would be pretty cool. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hey, a big shout out to So to switch a differential between 1.2 is 1.75, and so yeah, yeah. Well, no, I'm not sure what you mean by that. They switch to crypto. So who is Rated Hex? Yeah, big shout out to Rated Hex for pulling us up with that Overwatch article on Yahoo Finance. That was really cool. All right, take care, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this session. Really laid back today. Boy, it was laid back. But tomorrow, hopefully, I'll have the spreadsheet up and running, and we can go through those numbers. Very cool on that one. All right, okay. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, of course, and I'll catch you in the next one. And thanks for Alex. I think Alex has disappeared, but thanks.